going through a divorce, it's super stressful and painful emotionally, financially, everything that's involved. You got a lot on your plate. And one thing is, what are you going to do about either keeping this home or buying a new one, refinancing, and all of that? I get phone calls from clients all the time with this and want to map out exactly what to do and everything you need to know if you're going through a divorce and you need to think about your mortgage. But before I do, please subscribe to my YouTube channel to keep up with more videos like this. So you know you're gonna get divorced. The first thing that you wanna do is map out your plan for the home or buying a new home in advance of the divorce. Don't wait for the divorce to be final and then figure it out. Apply for the mortgage, and like for me, we're gonna map out what that's gonna look like post-divorce. Are you getting child support? Are you gonna get some assets? Do you have to keep the house? This also goes for if you're buying and if you're refinancing. Map out exactly your plan in advance. It's gonna greatly reduce your stress. I just dealt with this. I got 2 phone calls on the same day, and the wives asked me to walk them through and help them plan this out. So that's something to think about. An additional thing, really figure out what your home is worth, right? Either talk to a realtor, order an appraisal, and a realtor being extremely important in your game plan for that post-divorce. The reason why you want to do that research for what your home is worth is who's determining that home value. The spouse that's keeping the house, the spouse that isn't keeping the house, whose best interest is there? So no matter what the situation is, make sure you know a true market value for the home. When qualifying for your new mortgage, let's say to buy a home or refinance your current one or whatever is going on, the divorce supersedes everything else. So let's say that you're letting the spouse keep the house and the mortgage and you want to buy a new one, but are you going to qualify with a mortgage and that's being on the title of that other home? You will, because the divorce supersedes that. So we can take a divorce decree and say, okay, you're not liable for that mortgage and the house, so that's not going to get counted against you. But make sure in the divorce, it specifically gives the address of the home and the current mortgage. And you don't want to say the home or the property. That's not clear. That can be a problem for you in getting your next loan approved. Let's say you're going to keep the house, but you have to be able to access some cash to pay off the spouse. That's the way it's been worked out. With that being said, you can do a cash out loan on your current one to take that cash out in a refinance and pay off the spouse. Or you can also do what's called an OT lien, which I'm going to put at the end of this video, another video where I completely break that down, and that's putting a lien against the property so that way the spouse, the future ex, can get their funds. And so they can place the lien on the house, you would refinance and pay that lien off. It's also a great option in this scenario. Also, make sure, and this is the big one, the one that really bit me in the behind, it was a humongous kind of pain and inconvenience, is make sure that in the divorce, whoever is not keeping the house is getting quick claimed off of the property. You have to make sure that this is done to take them off of the property along the divorce. Here's what happened to me. We signed the form when I went through a divorce. We signed the form, right? The attorneys had it. I assumed they filed it. They did not. A couple years later, I'm remarried. We're refinancing. I'm putting my new spouse on title, and I have to now go through and contact my ex and the guy that she was dating at the time, and neither one of them were really interested in doing it, and that was a pain in the ass for me to deal with. So even if your attorney is doing it, make sure the attorney files that. If you're refinancing, make sure that the title company does it and files it. It's a huge thing that will greatly reduce your stress post-divorce. Trust me, I went through it. And those are the items right there of everything you need to keep in mind when you're going through a divorce when it comes to your mortgage and buying another home or keeping yours. And stick around for this next video about the OT lien. I think you're gonna like it. Thanks, guys.